Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to the lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party. Roll up to the party, roll up to
the Celtic fans' view. Why is the camera on? Why is the camera on? Strange one. Where's the camera gone? Oh, what's going on tonight? We have an issue. Hey, where has the camera gone? The camera is on. Oh, we've got what's going on tonight? What is going on? What is going on? We are live. Right, wait a minute. What is going on here? Camel. Why is the camera on? Wait a minute. There we go. Boom. What in the house? Oh man, the gremlins were in. It's been South-Korean. Anyway, let's jump into the chat before we talk about some of the headlines tonight, just to see what that was. It's in dark mode, Gers mode. The Huns have hacked past. Yeah, payback. We can hear you, but we've got the screen graphics. Yep. I'm going to say good evening to everyone. First of all, Christopher says good evening to the One Celtic fans view. There's a new thing that's the YouTube have started tonight. There's a goal. Set a goal. I'll do a Q&A. You can ask me absolutely anything if we get 5 super chats within the next 27 minutes. If we get 5 super chats in the next 27 minutes, I'll do a Q&A where you can ask me absolutely anything within reason. Anyway, Mr. Quinn was in the house. First of all, Hank was in the house. Catch up later, Toots. Hank's away already. Mr. Quinn's in the house. Frank Kenny is in the house. I may live alone, but I'm a million thanks to the million Celtic supporters all around the world. We might have treble next year. Hail, hail, Troops. Liam Miles is in the house. How are you, Liam? Hope you're good. Jason Quinn's in the house. Dave Morton's in the house. Dave, how are you, mate? I hope all is good. Stephen Johnston is in the house. Good evening to you, Stephen. Christopher's in the house. I'm going to jump through everybody. Celtic Mad's in the house. Jim F. Been too busy celebrating. I hope you've all been busy celebrating because my throat was a little bit hoarse this morning. Just a little bit hoarse. And yeah, what a fantastic day. The Rangers rabble sounds like begging for money and subs. Is the Rangers rabble sounds like them begging for money and subs. Oh Jesus, they're not, are they? God Almighty. Anyway, I never actually watched theirs. I just steal some of their audio. You can download their audio, which is even funnier. But anyway, good evening, and let's talk about last night and what it's done. Is Celtic defeat to Rangers, and Celtic's defeating Rangers last night took Celtic to 119 major trophies, to officially become the most decorated club in European football, with 1 European Cup, 54 league titles, 42 Scottish Cups, and 22. Yes, we changed it last night. We did. We changed that to 22. We've won it 22 times, and it was changed live on the video last night. And I can't remember who reminded me to change it, but thanks to that person, I can't remember who. Was it Liam? I can't remember. We've won the most domestic trebles in professional football. We've won the most Glasgow derbies, because let's face it, they went bust, and it is just a new co that is in the other end of Glasgow. Celtic remained the only club to ever win the European Cup and a domestic treble at the same time. Many teams like Manchester United have said that they've won the treble, and they put the treble down to a cup, the cup, the league, and the European Cup, where Celtic have won all 3 domestic trophies and the European Cup in the one season. They remain the only European club to do that. So that's just a little reminder of what Celtic actually went on to achieve last night. And you've got to say, it was absolutely fantastic. The fact that Celtic played at 50%, 50% of their... Let's face it, we weren't good last night, but we weren't good yesterday. The big telly tonight, but it's been the last couple of days of the family game settled down. Big Des. The fact that yesterday, just 24 hours ago now, we weren't good. And let's be honest, we weren't at our best. But even at our best, they could not beat us. Even when we were having a really, really terrible first half of football, they could not beat us. And do you know what? It shows the resilience of this team. It shows, do you know, that it's these players just know how to keep on pushing. And it's like Ange Postecoglou says, that we never stop. But Brendan Rodgers says, we just keep going. Do you know, it's not a case of we never stop, because we don't even get... Well, last night we never got started. Anyway, there's one player, a little player from Barcelona, who got his first winner's medal as an adult. Yes, it's young Alex Valle. He got his first winner's medal yesterday as a senior player for the first time in his career. And he was obviously, as you would expect, he was interviewed by the Spanish media. He was interviewed by Spanish media today. He got his first winner's medal. So, what did he say? Oh, I was going to sing a song there, but I can't sing. No, let's sing. Anyway, yeah, the on loan young Alex Valle, who's actually been at Barcelona for Jesus. He's been there since he was a kid. He has been at Barcelona since he was a kid. His deal does not include an option to buy. As things stand, and Alex Valle is due to return to Barcelona in 2025, in the summer of 2025, after securing his first winner's medal the weekend. The left back sat down for an interview on Monday. Yes, he did, and it was quotes in the El Mundo Deportivo. I always pronounce that wrong. The 20-year-old went to say that he would be keen to carve out a place for himself back at Barcelona, because that's his club, a bit like what Kieran Tierney was. Barca has always been my home. It says this would have been my 11th season, and so it has a special affection for it, for me. The fact that he's been there for 11 years at Barcelona, of course he wants to try and break into the first team. It's every kid's dream to break into their boyhood team, do you know what I mean? And will he get that opportunity? Well, he doesn't know. This is the thing. He doesn't know. He went on to say, I'm very grateful for everything that's happened to me and that is happening to me in my life right now. I continue with the present and enjoy it. Whatever happens will happen, and we'll just have to wait and see. In other words, he's no idea... He has no idea what the future holds for him. He's no idea if Barcelona are going to take him back and try and get him into the first team, even though... Oh no, I just did it again, didn't I? I just shut down the wrong screen. I do that every couple of nights, man. Wait till I get this, because then I can't see a single thing in the comments tab now. This is a nightmare. There we go, we're back up. Connecting software, come on. Yeah, we go, there we're back. Anyway, the young lad doesn't know if Barcelona want him back. He doesn't know if he's going to get a chance in the first team. But if he is given the chance to go back to Barcelona in the summer, which he will be, he wants to try and... Of course he would want to try. I mean, it's like if Kieran Tierney... No, I don't want to do that. I'll just check this health. Yeah, it's fine. If he is given the chance to go back... Yeah, it's like any kid. If he's given the chance to go back to his home team, if Kieran... I mean, it's like Callum McGregor when he was loaned out. If he won something when he was loaned out, and if he was asked the question, of course you're going to want to go back to your first team. Anyway, let's jump into the comment section, because it is all in the comments section tonight, and I'm not staying on that long because my throat is absolutely killing me. Sligo boys in the house. Yeah, see, the only thing about not going to the football week in, week out is your singing voice tends to go altogether. Dave Morton says, what's happening, Baz? Not a lot, we're just living in the moment. We are living in the moment. Let me just close down a couple of these tabs, and I need to get the ones back open that I had, because I closed everything down. Chris Boyd having a meltdown. Yeah, should we talk about Chris Boyd? Nah. We'll talk about Clement's broken record. Yes, Clement has set his own record as Rangers manager. Clement's record of 5 defeats and 6 draws against Celtic. Has he had that many games against Celtic? 5 defeats and a draw in 6 games. Clement insisted that the penalty shootout to Celtic was a big blow. For his team. But Clement is now the 5th boss that has managed Rangers, the Sevconians, under Brendan Rodgers, isn't he? Brendan Rodgers has seen a magnificent amount of his players. Fucking who cares about Rangers? Who cares about them? I'm going to be lucky to stay on for any longer than 20 minutes tonight. Anyway, let's give them a rematch, says Wilson QW. Mercury81 says, the biggest cheats in the world in football history, crying about a penalty that never was a penalty. Yep, exactly. William Cuthbert, Rangers must demand answers. Rangers must demand answers from the SFA. Oh, there's zombies in tonight. There's zombies in, so watch out. Oh, Jesus. Paradise Found says, we were lucky yesterday. We missed the absolute sitters. Our defence was terrible. Passing was disgraceful. Yeah, let's talk about the game. It needs addressing. When the first half, we were woeful. And how they couldn't take advantage of it. I mean, they went in 1-0 up, but I mean, that was the worst. When you look back to the way that we played against Aberdeen, and we dominated that game, and it was the one-touch pass, and it was missing from the first half. The one-touch pass, the speedy play, players were taking 2 or 3 touches on the ball before passing it. It was too passive, it was too slow. But Brendan Rodgers addressed that at half-time. He took off Trustee, he brought on Scales, and he told them to get the fucking finger out their ass by all sounds of it. When you see the pace of the play changed in the second half, and it was back to normal. It was more like a Celtic team. And I don't know what was wrong with the players the first half. And what I was thinking as well, Trustee was actually like this when the Rangers players were walking past him. He was praying to God, and I think that was never it just thinks that he's not. That's somebody that's not really 100% confident going into that game. And it was good that he got taken off at half time. But anyway, I'm not wanting to talk about what players did and didn't do, because ultimately we won the game and we're on 119 trophies. 119. We need to get a little bit 119 on the screen at the front. We need to get 119 champions 119 times. Yeah, I think we'll get that put over here. Put it over this side. Champions 119 times, and then we'll change it when we win the league. When this one goes to 55, that's when the real meltdown will take place. Pardon me. Jesus, God's happening tonight. I've had some hell of a day, I tell you. 119, your absolute Argyle Street mops. Timothy Stevens says, but that was their championship draw. Yes, it was that. Baz 119. Get that put on. Zombie alert. William Comfort, dry your face. He's only made the one comment. The fact that I've got that I've not put to subscribers only, because I want to see how many of them actually have the audacity to turn up and try and slate us live on the telly, as they say, live on air. Come along. Just comment away, because there is absolutely no obstructions tonight. It is not. There's no subscribers only on the chat tonight, so we're going for it as much as we can. You've had some hello day. Stopped. Good teams find a way to win. Yes, they do that, and when they're not at their best, and when you've got players like Dyson Maeda, he takes that takes that down on his foot, and there's only ever going to be one winner with that, isn't there? I mean, you could say that some players weren't at their best, some players played out their socks yesterday, but Baz, they got destroyed on Super Scoreboard. Anyway, the day started yesterday. With social media going into a bit of a meltdown. Yes, it wasn't when the team was announced on the One Celtic Fans View. It wasn't that at all. Just before that live, Rangers fans were filmed walking through Glasgow. Yes, dressed as the Smurfs once again. Dressed as the Smurfs with Santa hats. And they were duly chased out of town. Yes, the Smurfs were sent running once again. And leaving a trail, yes, a trail of Santa hats. Leaving a trail of Santa hats behind them on the streets of Glasgow, the fine city of Glasgow. But then what happened after that? Well, it was something that nobody ever thought that would happen. The game ended a 3-3. Yeah, it was a 3-3 draw. And at the end of the 3-3 draw, the Rangers manager took his men to the side and done a Celtic-type huddle and told them that, look, we can take courage from this. We got the 3-3 draw, even though we lost the game. Yes, we did lose the game. And then Clement went on to say, but my phone. Where is my phone? My phone. There. It says my phone's been ringing. It's been ringing. There's literally hundreds of messages. Clement, unless your phone was hacked, you don't. Hundreds of Rangers connected people do not have your phone number unless you're getting it out down the lodge for your whatever. But anyway, who really cares about them? Dying in the penalty area was better than a die in the box. The Sun blamed the ultras. Has your footage, Baz? I'm not caring if the Sun has the footage. I got it sent to me anyway. There was other footage that got sent to me. And no, it didn't get sent to me, but I got shown yesterday, which was absolutely even funnier. But anyway, the unbroken domination of Brendan Rodgers when it comes to winning cups and trophies in Scotland continues, and that's all that matters. The fact that we weren't at our best yesterday, and every Celtic fan will say it. I mean, we were woeful the first half. We were terrible the first half. And it didn't look too good. When you look at going into, when we scored the goal, I mean, I said in the pub, when it got to the 95th minute, I said, this is Celtic time. This is how many times, and I turned around to Joe and I was like, how many times have we been at Hampden and we scored in the last 5 minutes? You know, we scored just going into extra time. And it was on the cards that we would do it, and I felt it. But to lose that goal so quickly, was unbelievable, was completely unbelievable. And was it what they deserved? I don't think so. I mean, Clement says that they had the most chances on goal. I don't think they had. I've not even looked at the stats for the game yesterday. I should maybe do that. I've not even looked at the stats. Celtic. Hey, you're going to, you need to go to your laptop. Yes, that's brilliant, by the way. That's absolutely brilliant. When you go into Google Chrome on your laptop and you type in Celtic FC and it comes up with fireworks and everything and Celtic champions. Absolutely fucking brilliant. Full time, the stats yesterday. Well, statistically, yeah, they had 19 shots in total, Rangers. They had 8 on target. And this is when it gets interesting, because Celtic had 10 shots, but we had 7 on target. So when it comes to shots on target, they did have 1 more. But possession, yes, this is what counts in games. Possession, it was 67%. In the heat of Lisbon, the fans came in their thousands to see the boys become champions. 67. The throat's going to go again. Yes, we had 67% possession yesterday. We had 768 passes compared to Rangers' 369 passes. The pass accuracy for Celtic was 83%. The pass accuracy for Rangers was 66%. Fouls committed by Celtic was 14. Fouls committed by Rangers were 22. 22 fouls committed by Rangers and 8 yellow cards. Yes, there was 8 yellow cards dished out to Rangers players who, there was 1 or 2 of them deserved a red, to be honest. There was only 3 yellow cards given out to Celtic. And it comes to offside, Celtic were offside once, Rangers were offside 2. Corners, there was 5 corners to Celtic, whilst there was 9 corners to the Sevconians. Now, when you look at the stats that really matter, is the possession and the passing. You can look at the shots in total. I mean, they did have 19 shots, but some of them were that crazily wide. They weren't on target. Do you know what I mean? So they did have 8 shots on target. We had 7. Possession, we had 67%. They had 33%. Passes, we had 768. They had 369. So we had double the amount of passes that they had, and the pass accuracy, our players passed the ball a little better. We had 83% pass accuracy. Their passing was woeful. We had 66% passing accuracy. That's all that matters. So for Fat Phil, Phil could say what he wants, and that's just subscribers only mode FC. I don't know if there's any zombies still in. I'm not even reading the comments. 1690 RFC lol. I'm just going through some of the comments. I can't see any zombies. If there's zombies there, there's plenty of the sun blamed the ultras and has your food. Seen lunch from Sun and the Hun casuals running on all fours. That's terrible, Kaiser. Please couldn't wait to get the battens out. Yes. Yeah, let's talk about that. Please, Scotland should be ashamed of themselves. Rangers fans running past them after trying to attack us. Now, this is the scenario. The Rangers ultras smashed windows on a pub that were housing Celtic fans in it, and the Celtic fans then. Black Sausage Squares just donated $10 to the super chat. Champions again. Big heart for that. Just go back to that. So when you look at it, the police allowed the Rangers supporters to walk up to a Celtic pub and smash the windows in. And then as soon as the Celtic fans came out the pub and then chased them down the road, the police then get the batons out. They let the Rangers fans run past first of all without taking any batons out or trying to attack people. But then as soon as Celtic fans start running past, they start whacking Celtic fans that haven't done anything. Would never stand up in a court of law. If the police had captured one of the Celtic fans that he had attacked, it would never stand up in a court of law that he'd done anything. You can't get charged for running down a street. Okay, you can maybe get charged for breach of the peace and disturbing the peace or whatever, but there was no crime actually committed by the ones that you saw getting hit. I mean, one of the guys, he's got his hands up like that. He's got his hands up, and the copper still whacks him off the leg. But that's what you want to deal with in Scotland anyway. That's enough about that nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Let me just say that. Why does it not come up with the... That's a yellow one. There it is. Oh, there we go. So, yeah. The Rangers are Hun-Hudge held, just saying. I knew the wee Huns... Chilpel was in the house. He said, best banner yesterday was Make Rangers Great Again. But they didn't... Please tell me they didn't put that up. Did they actually put that up as a banner at Hampden? Make Rangers Great Again. Oh, Jesus. Honest to God, man. Surely they didn't. Surely they didn't do that. Anyway, Kaiser says, all the Rangers do is run away. My darling Clementine is sleeping with the enemy. Shot himself. And Dad Cassie, no, in fact, Stephen Johnston Stephen Johnson's just donated £10 to the chat. We're only three super chats away for a free for all. For a free for all. Ask me anything you want. Ask me anything you want. It's a brand new thing on YouTube. It came up tonight. And just do this one. There we go. Jerry says they ruined little Billy for Brigdown's party. Yeah, I heard that on one of the channels. They complained. They complained about the fact that the party was ruined. The family party was ruined. Oh well, I think the linesman was worse than the Orange Boston beating. It was amazing how many decisions that linesman gave against Celtic, but that's not spoken about. There was quite a few decisions that went against Celtic that should never have went against Celtic. Just saying. Ernest is right on it as normal. The 1690 RFC. Oh Jesus. Trump's mom was a Tim. She was that. She was Irish. Thank you, Baz, and love for the channel and the community. Says Black Sausage Squared. Trump's wife's a Catholic. Well, there you go. What's the Skull Crusher moaning about? The idea. Went on Rangers Rabble for a wind up and they called me a Fenian scum and blocked me. Oh, they did not. They actually called you that. The guys that run the channel. See, I'm going to have to go on and find that. I'm going to have to go on and find that. There's a new membership. Craig McLean is a brand new member. He is a brand new member. Anthony was gifted. Craig McLean has gifted a One Celtic Fans View membership to Anthony. There will be some members only content out tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. I was out most of the day today, so I didn't get a chance to put up any today. Celtic Girl was at Ibrox Radio. No, Rangers Rebel. I'll have a look for that and we'll try and name and shame them. Rangers great again on Thursday against Spurs after Celtic game. I'm not caring. Absolute tripper answer, knuckle dragon dafties. The membership you got here. I hated them. Kaiser is in the house. Come on, if you want me to do an open mic Q&A, there is only just minutes to go for that. Minutes. Joseph goes on to say, hail, hail, Baz. For me, the first goal was offside. I don't think it was, but anyway. There was Cameron Carter, Chuster dives, block it, blah, blah, blah. This year it rebounded of Sevco. 28th of May, 1888, my mate got banned for calling the Rangers rabble beggars. And he's a Hun. What the fucking Christ? Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I don't know, something today. It says, with all the complaining, there's no complaining from the media about, we've got 1 minute 11, 1 minute 10 to go. There was no complaining from the media about the fact that Rangers fans started singing Up to Your Knees in Fenian Blood and then doing the bouncy. Was there? I see nobody complaining about that in the media. It's strange that, isn't it? It's strange that they decide, but let's just talk about the game. Keep the narrative against Celtic, and everything that Celtic are doing, it's against us. Well, if it's against you, why is there, if the media and the establishment and everything was really against Rangers, why wouldn't they be pulling them up for the sectarian songs that get sung, singing about up to your knees in Fenian blood? If it was up to your knees in an Israelite's blood, the media would be all over it. If it was up to your knees in a Paki's blood, it would be all over it. It would be all over it. And you're just thinking, just get a grip. Celtic Mad, you're an absolute legend. I'll just do that. Um, yeah, and if the media and everybody in Scotland was against them, you would think that that would get called up, but it wasn't. It wasn't called up, and nobody's mentioning it, which I just think is absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, if we got one more super chat or one more gifted membership, we're going to do a Q&A for 15 minutes. So we're sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4. So either someone can either gift a membership or a super chat, and we'll do a Q&A where you just can ask me in the Q&A. They have the Boyd. They have Boyd on crying. Yeah, the Boyd video is doing quite well. The Boyd video is doing really well, in fact. It always does. Oh, the United stand is on. I tell you, I'd love to have fucking Brent's channel. I'm going to call him his real name. I refuse to call him Mark Goldbridge. His name's Brent. There's 20,000 people watching his channel right now. That's absolutely nuts. Most Celtic channels don't even do 20,000 views in a day. Views in a day is bonkers. Yeah, the Chris Boyd in 1 hour and 30 minutes has done 3,000 views, which is good for this channel. 3,000 views in an hour and a half. That's fantastic. Absolutely minted, by the way. Absolutely minted. Boyd with his hair on fire. Absolutely minted. Anyway, back into the chat and see. Oh, there we go. Parkhead Boys in the house. There we go. Parkhead Boys in the house and just crossed over the line. That's even better. Right, let's do this. How's it not letting me reply? Not letting me reply to that one. How not? And Stephen Johnson's just gifted a membership as well. Right, there we go. Let's do the Q&A. Start a Q&A. Start a Q&A. Say something. Let me see if this works. Boom. Right, ask me anything here. And the questions will start coming in. So I think you have to reply to me. Ask me anything here. And why is it not got... There's no questions coming in on the Q&A bit. I don't know if you need to tag me in it. Don't you miss Scotland? Yes, but it's not coming up in the Q&A bit. You might need to tag me in it. What band were you in during Res? Base X and Technosis. Technosis first, and then Base X. It's not asking me in the Q&A bit. Interesting. Right, just fire them into the... Yeah, it was with a band called Technosis first of all. Dancer for them, and then I was with Base X. How shite are the Rangers from 1 to 10? 10. What's your favourite Celtic goal? Oh, what was your favourite Celtic goal? I think it has to be the first 3 goals in the 6-2 game under Martin O'Neill. Could have been Chris Sutton's. I think it might be Chris Sutton's. Chris Sutton's, because it was that. No, in fact, do you know who I think it is? Malky Mackay. Here's my favourite Celtic goal. Malky Mackay against Andy Gorham. And Malky Mackay's in the centre of the box. The corner comes in. I can't remember who's in the corner. Malky Mackay takes about 3 steps back the way and then just jumps up and bangs the ball into the back of the net. And I was absolutely brilliant. Detroit Technobaz, yes, all day long. All day long. All day long. I thought about the zombies running away for the nation. Rogic, yeah, first Glasgow derby. Mine was 4-4. Oof. Paul Baird, every Celtic goal. Yep, yeah, you're true there. Kaiser might start the undercover account. Who would be scared and let's chat when we will love the break. Oh, the hearts. Jesus. League Cup game. It isn't working, Baz. Oh, my screen has just collapsed. That didn't work. What happened there? Let me get back onto the live. we go. It's back on. Stream health is okay. It isn't working, but yeah, the Q&A thing doesn't seem to be working. I don't know how it's not working. Just ask me in the chat. Just ask me in the normal chat. Sutton's against Juve. Oh, that was a cracking goal. That was a cracking goal. Are you coming home for the league winners game in May? Possibly. Yeah, I think I will. I don't know actually, because I'm going to be home in April. So I don't know if I'll be able to come home 2 months in a row. Or is it May? No, it's April, isn't it? Yeah, I'm coming home in April, so if everything's going fine, yes, I'll book it. I will come home, and then we'll need to do some kind of live events from Celtic Park. Don't do it, guys. I nearly ended up what? Jesus. I've sent you 2 questions. Mr. Quinn, send it again. I've never seen it. It doesn't seem to be working on the ask me a question thing. Just ask it in the normal chat. How do you feel when leaving Scotland was a reality? It was 2020 and it was over the moon. And no, it was difficult. It was weird because it was COVID and nobody was at the football. And if anybody had said to me end of February, that first week in March when I was still going to games, that would be the last time that I'd go to Celtic for about 2 years, I'd have said they're nuts. I'd have said they're absolute bonkers. I did vlogs and rents for Celtic, and I was trying to get into that side of it. The channel was kind of kicking off with me going to games, doing vlogs, and it was something that I was looking forward to trying. But you know, it is what it is. Is what it is, and it was hard when people started going back to the games. It was a bit of a holiday the first 6 months, but then once all my mates started going back to the football, that was hard because you're seeing all the buses on your Facebook, and it's like, fucking reality kicks in. That was hard. I'm trying to get Mr. Who's your favourite Celtic player of all time? Paul McStay. It's between Paul McStay and Tommy Burns, only because I've seen Paul McStay up close and personal as a kid, and he was a fantastic player. And I seen him train, and I seen him train in Celtic Park when everybody else was away. Everyone else had finished training at the old training park, and I was standing in the centre circle with my dad and Roy Aitken, and there's the maestro doing sprints up and down the side of the pitch himself, and I'm like, he was just everything about Celtic, and he just wanted to be the best football player, and that's why I liked him so much. 55, James Buchanan, Frank. Where would you put Henrik Larsson's chip against the current Buns? I'd put that up there with Paul Lambert's strike for about 35 yards out. I would put Paul Lambert's strike for 35 yards because the curl that I had on the ball, and then Larsson's chip, it was the same keeper, so I would put it up there with that. I'm trying to get Mr. Quinn's. I looked into it, Joseph, and it wouldn't be eligible as an official. I've still got an email. I've still got someone to speak to in at Celtic, but when it goes through the Celtic Supporters Association, the CSA, they can't do it because it's basically you've got to stay within a certain distance, and you've got to have a meeting point, and you've all got to be, and it's got to be a real. And I said, well, it is a real members club. Do you know what I mean? But then it's an online one. In that case, anybody could do it, and then the numbers would get skew-whiffed about who would be the biggest club in Europe and who would be the biggest club in the UK, and it was just a fucking headache. But anyway, I am still trying to do something with that officially with Celtic, so there is still stuff going on with that, Joseph. So that answers your question. Parkhead Boy, remember the dates? Show James Boyle. Where would you have done that one? Ramsey, Park Boy, Joseph Dale's an amazing day. Hey, look who it is. The Wealth Gurus, the Rangers. Why you block me? Rangers won that game. We will get it back. Oh my goodness. Honest to God. Oh dear, this is a Rangers fan that decided to like just chat and just put everything on yesterday. Do you know what? See, should we block him? I shouldn't just leave him. Just leave him. I'll see who blocks him first. And who was Celtic's best captain? In my living memory, I would say Roy Aitken, only because he was a mate of my dad's. Roy Aitken for me, he just run through walls for Celtic. Celtic right, Baz, would you swap the cup final result for 20,000 live viewers every night? No, not at all. Not at all. No, of course I wouldn't. No, I'd keep that cup final result all day long. All day long. Celtic's been in my heart for a lot longer than this YouTube channel. A lot longer. And the YouTube channel just gives me an excuse to talk Celtic every day. Something that I would have done when I was back home. But when, do you know, it is what it is. Who's the most successful club? Celtic. Boy, best atmosphere game you've ever been to, Baz? The Barcelona game. The Barcelona game for the 120th. For the 120th, the Champions League game when Tony Watt scored. Fucking the atmosphere, the grunt. I've never known. It was just unbelievable. It was unbelievable that night. So yeah, the Barcelona game where we beat Barcelona and the Tony Watt goal. For me, there might have been games in the because the games in the 90 in Europe were shite. So it has to be that night in Barcelona. The fact that it was the first time that a British club had done a full stadium tifo. I'm not sure if it was the first. I don't think it was the first in Europe, but it was a massive thing. And there was a massive organisation went on behind the scenes to get that tifo done, and everything just went perfect that night. The tifo, full stadium tifo, was amazing. The guys done absolutely brilliant with that, and Tony Watt finishing it off the way he did. The atmosphere was just surreal, and I think that we've only matched that once since then. What colour is their deed? Bruni. Forever my hero. Yeah, he's mine as well. He's a good fifer too. Enjoy the Buzz Troops, Baz. Good evening. Wealth, health, you're hilarious. He is that, isn't he? Oh, Jesus. Comes on and puts one comment and then fucks off. I've spit my dummy out. Like, does that mean that you own the rights to Simply the Best? I think Celtic now own the rights to Simply the Best, don't they? Celtic, would you swap the cup final for 20? I've done that one. Celtics for life. No, I wouldn't swap the cup final result for 20,000 live viewers every night. Not a chance. Not a chance. Nah. Baz, James Forrest, for fuck's sake. James Forrest is the best Celtic player. He will be the best Celtic player, and he'll be the most decorated Celtic player in the next wee while. Big Des, remember getting grief of the police outside Celtic Park during the COVID with my boy. There we go. Don't block them, let them cry. Yeah, I'm just going to leave them. There's nobody on the block list, none at all. No zombies at all on the block list. Carly asked me about a week or so ago to go and unblock someone, so I just unblocked everyone. He'll make a fan of himself, just give him time. Get in there, mate. Yep, Celts for life. Yep. Billy McNeil. Yep. Billy McNeil was manager in my lifetime. Do you know what I mean? I can't really remember him as a player. I can remember him as a manager, him and Davy Hay. I can remember Billy McNeil and Davy Hay as a manager. Big Billy, Captain Supreme. Yeah, he was, but when you're talking about when you went to games, I mean, they asked about when I've been going to games, I can't remember Billy McNeil being captain as when I was a Celtic kid. I'm not that old. 125th, yep. Neil Lennon, Celtic through and through. He is that. Baz, thanks. We just keep move. Times keep trying. Keep trying. Listen, I don't think any Celtic channel would get to 20,000 views on one live. It's just not a big enough audience worldwide. Although we've got a bigger fan base around the world, it's just trying to get everybody on at the one time. It's difficult. Celtic Mad Baz. I had Frank McGarvey in my house. He was a carpenter. There you go. Before he played for Celtic, and he signed my Celtic top. There you go, Frank McGarvey. Do you know that Frank McGarvey was one of the players who, when I met Roy Aitken, when we went into Celtic Park, we went into, in fact, I should have the pictures. I'll try and dig out the pictures. There's pictures of me as a kid inside the trophy room, the trophy cabinet, and the trophy room in the days was the director's boardroom. It was the boardroom. I don't know if it's still the boardroom these days, but it was the boardroom back in those days. There was Frank McGarvey, there was Paddy Bonner, there was obviously Aitken, there was Murdo McLeod, and then my dad, and then me. And I'm sitting at the table, and I'm like, not even interested in anybody that was in the table, because Tommy Burns walked in with his missus. And I was like, trying to get my dad's attention. It's Tommy Burns. Anyway, I got my Celtic Legends after the Cadet and Nakamura. Salt and sauce, or salt and vinegar. See, I hate salt sauce and vinegar. So, do you know what I mean? I wouldn't say I'm a salt and sauce person. I'm a salt, sauce and vinegar. But I wouldn't go just salt and vinegar. You've got to hate sauce. And it wouldn't be brown sauce. It was more likely to be red sauce, ketchup. Depends what you're eating. If it's fish, I wouldn't go for brown sauce. If it was sausage or black pudding, maybe haggis. Bit of brown sauce with haggis because it's got that bit of pepper in it, so you never know. Celtic own the Huns. Dave Morton says, give James Forrest a shout out for equaling trophies. Yes, James Forrest is an absolutely legend, and we'll do a James Forrest special and over the Christmas period, because I think he deserves it. He's a player that just got his head down. He is a player that just got his head down and got on with it, which is absolutely fantastic. Something else had my faith in yesterday. I'm glad you did, because when it was getting towards the end of the game, what's the crappiest ground you've been to, Baz? I'd say Dundee United for the toilets at the way end. Because if you I mean, I've been to some crappy games, Scottish Cup games. We went away down to Stranraer and everything, but man, just for facilities, I would say Dundee United and that fucking toilet behind the goals. And if you're beating Dundee United, and even to this day, I think it's still the same. It's a brick shed with fucking a couple of piss pots in it. You can't even go for a shit. If you're needing a shit at Dundee United away, you've no chance. Absolutely no chance. So, Andrew, I would say Dundee United. And a funny story about Dundee United. Up at Dundee United one time, and you know Dundee United's most famous fan, Lorraine Kelly. Yeah, well, our bus was sitting obviously on the main road coming out, and Lorraine Kelly and her entourage walked past, and we were all banging on the window, and I got my big arse out. So Lorraine Kelly's seen my arse at Dundee United. Favourite European Cup final. Favourite game, European Cup final. I wasn't even born when that was about. What's the crappiest ground? I've done that one. Damn, the comments just jumped away down. James Forrest. But as if there was no Celtic FC, what team would you be supporting right now? Hibs. Pfeiffer. I would have been a Hibby. Back in the late 80s, the Highbies were running. Yeah, the Highbies were running a lot of stuff in the rave scene. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, I would have been a Highbie. They were running quite a lot in the rave scene back back in the day, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Leave the zombies in, they'll always run away. Yeah, they wind that. Thoughts on developing the famous ground in Lisbon, Baz? I think I don't know how much development they're going to do to it. I think that when they've started, haven't they? Because they have started developing some of it. Because Kaiser, I don't know how much they're actually going to do to it. So it's something that, don't know, they'll need to go with the times, I suppose. But do they even use it still? They use it now and again, don't they? But anyway, the Canio goal away to the Sheep, that was a cracker. Yes, Baz, I was brilliant that night. Mass at St Mary's, it was a great night. Other Leeds United at Hampden. Oh, that was a long time ago. 146,000. Imagine that. They'll be jumping out their windows because we won. Yep. Big Des says, my boy said 30 minutes ago, Celtic fans are holding up 119 scars. Won a game that was 3-3. Strange comment. I can't. Won a game. We won. It was 3-3. We won it. Ooh. Raging Huns. Celtic Girl says, didn't the Onion Brats put a banner up saying good night, green and white? It wasn't a banner. It was the spray painted an empty building. Davy Prosman's parents, Milky Boy. Pat Bonner drops me a pen and asks for his autograph. Big Des, you love talking about Celtic times with your dad, Baz. No, really. We didn't really talk about that a lot. Nah, we talk about other things. My dad wasn't the one for going to the football. So, don't know, he wasn't the one for going to the football. So, once I was older, I would always get tickets. I could get tickets easy enough when I was a kid. But he would never let me go to a Celtic Rangers game when I was a kid. And my mates were going. And I paid £5 for the bus and £5 to get in. But anyway, he said I wasn't allowed. And then as soon as I was allowed, that was it. That wasn't a banner. Celtic says, hey Baz, it was absolutely magical getting the cup. People say, do you get fed up with winning? It must be boring. Not at all. Not at all. The treble was on. It's brutal. No fingernails left. Nah, you don't get fed up winning, because if you're a Celtic fan of a certain age, the way that the media ran Scotland at the time, during the 1990s, and their run to 9 in a row, how many trebles did Rangers win on their run to 9 in a row? They talk about their fantastic Champions League nights. They talk about beating Leeds United. They talk about all these other things and all the great players that they had. How many trebles did they win with Gascoigne and Laudrup and all these players? I think they only won one. So, you know, and the media was all over them like a bad smell. So Celtic have got every right to force this down their horrible necks. And the fact that they sang up to your knees in Fenian blood in 2024 in a major cup final, and then went on to do the bouncy, and then I seen some prick of a Rangers supporter going, that's my picture with my kid, and you fucking faceless fucking Celtic accounts are slagging us off and fucking wankers. Who the fuck? You were probably at the game fucking doing the bouncy with your kid, you knobend. Anyway, I remember as a kid spending time with Tom Boyd. I can remember Tom Boyd for a lot of reasons, and I used to bump into Tom Boyd quite a lot in Fife at funerals. Yep, he had family. He's got family related, kind of distant. It was always seen Tom Boyd at funerals. Ask Tom Boyd how many funerals he's been at in Lochore and Cross Hill, and he'll say, Jesus, you know somebody too much. Baz, East Coast, lol. Yep. The scars for the 90s run deep, Baz. Yes, they do. And I'll never, Craig, spot on, man. Spot on. The scars for the 1990s, we'll never let them forget. And I could talk about that all night. The people get fed up beating losers. Never tire of being a winner. Nope. Who got the best food? No idea. Mr. Quinn says, we've been through the shit, so we love winning. Yes, and show the media how to do it. Remember the bad days, so I will never get fed up winning, says Paul Baird. Yep, never forget the days. It's only when you donate to Baz that you get a mention. No, Ian, it's not. It's not. And I'm sorry if you've commented and I've never seen it, because the comments were going in that fast. So no, it's not. It's not only when you donate that you get a mention, Ian. I was born in 1999, so I only know Celtic winning trophies. Win, lose, draw, I love them. It's been winning, it's amazing. Jesus, good Celtic girl. Thank goodness you're one of us. I used to skip the bus from Pollock to the town and walk up to Celtic Park and get a lift. Jesus, that back in the day. I grew up in Ibrox, says Kaiser, in the 90s, one of the only times around back then. Ooh, Baz the S, says Frank Kenny. I'm just trying to jump back and see if I've missed comments out, because people are saying, Ian, I can't see your comment, so if you want to comment it again, because I said to the missus I'd only be on here for half an hour, and I've been on for 54 minutes. So luckily she's watching something that on the telly that I've no interest in. Celts for Life said, I had the kids at Disneyland, Florida, with my 3 kids, and Tom Boyd was sat with his family. I had lunch, nice guy. He's really nice. Even at funerals, Tom Boyd always comes up to you and always, all right lads, how you doing? Baz always reads people's comments, says Wilson's QW. Yep. Kaiser, do you live near Ibrox? Yeah, he does. I'm still waiting on Ian Roy to put down his next comment, because I am coming off in around about 6 minutes, because I did say to the missus that I was only going to do half an hour, and I've been on way longer. Beautiful feeling that went with their best shot, and I huffed and puffed all the way. Yep, we did huff and puff all the way, but love reminiscing about the era that they cheated. Joseph says, Baz, hope we never get fed up with winning trophies. Never. Baz, it sounds like Baz, it sounds a pound. Great guy. Cheers, Bobski. Andy Max says, was that your first Celtic game, my man? What was your first Celtic game? It was a cup game, and it was Celtic East Fife. There you go. Celtic East Fife cup game in Methil. Don't know what year it was, but a long time ago. Tam Mack, I remember when I was 8 years old. I wonder I never had a rally chopper. Everyone else had one. There we go. Frank Kenny says, Baz, the smile says, oh, good night and God bless. Yes. And Kaiser, Paradise Found. Yeah, Ian is back. Baz, simply a comment about if you miss Scotland and recommend Spain. I always support the channel. Yeah, I miss Scotland. Of course I miss Scotland, mate. I miss it for lots of reasons. I don't miss it. There's lots of reasons I miss it. Obviously, family and then football. I'd not going to the football 3 times a week is a hard one to take. But luckily, I've got this online community that makes up for it. That really does make up for it. You have no idea. So yeah. Would you recommend Spain? Yes. Aye. Yeah. It's not the best. It's not perfect. You know, it has its ups and downs like any country. But if you get in the right area and you get in the right, and if you've got everything going right for you, it's a fantastic country. It's laid back. But there is a lot of poverty in the country as well within certain areas, you know. But that's the same in any country. And I love the place. You live in Spain, lucky you. Yep, I do. But it's not always been easy. It's been a hard. Well, I'm in my 5th year now. Anyway, Mr. Quince says the one Celtic fans view it as a family. It is that. I moved to the Drum when I was 4. Kaiser says Paradise Found. Jesus, the Drum, what a fantastic part of the world. Big says, mine's wrapped in a blanket at 69. My gran took out the bingo. That's what to say. Anyway, right, that's me done and dusted for this evening. My coffee's went cold. Stone cold. James White says, my first Celtic game was against Dundee United. Big Shuggy scored. Ian Roy says, your videos of Spain are very informative, Baz. Keep it up. The one tonight is there. It was just a, yeah. That's a play channel. It is just a play channel, but it's good. I like it. Keeps me busy. Does keep me busy. Anyway, on that note, thank you to everyone who did comment tonight. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to Black Sausage Squared. Thank you to Stephen Johnson. Thank you to Craig McLean. Thank you to Celtic Mad. Thank you to Parkhead Boy. And thank you to Stephen Johnston again. Hi, Baz. 47-year married, 27 November, 5 grand, 5 grand. Jesus. Oh, my goodness. Joseph, you've got a few stories to tell. Anyway, Scenari's in the house. Jim F says his first Celtic game was Thistle. Back in 1967. Jesus, God, way before me. Anyway, Kaiser's just put up the Just Giving thing. I'm not expecting anybody to put that tonight. So much for doing half an hour. Anyway, stay blessed. Every single one of you. The Just Giving thing is along there. The big news is we've got that to 22. That's all that really matters. I'll be back tomorrow morning with some Celtic news. There might be some little meltdowns coming tomorrow morning. We'll see what's going on out there. Might have to have a look and see how really upset they are. And on that note, have an absolutely fantastic evening to all the Celtic fans and anyone else that's watching all around